So my first player interview this afternoon in the 8th round of the Women's Grand Prix. I'm joined by Oliwia Kiolbasa. Oliwia, finally, we have a chance to talk. Things have not been going very well for you in the first rounds of this tournament. We'll talk about today's game today. But my first question, how do you deal, after playing such a good Olympiad, winning all the games and getting the medal, how are you able to deal with this new situation where you've lost 4 games in a row and 6 games out of 7? How do you deal with that, Oliwia, the day-by-day process?
Well, first of all, it's a completely different tournament. At the Olympiad, I was playing on the third board, and my opponents were simply weaker than here. Here, everyone is playing for a win, and everyone is pressing till the very end. So, yeah, it actually depends on the day how I'm dealing with that, because sometimes it was simply a very long game which my opponent was pressing all the time, and in the end, either I had to defend it very precisely, or yeah, it was simply very long defense. So if I make a mistake, then well, it happens. Yeah, it's easier to deal with. I've had 2 games which were, I would say, simply terrible, and after those, it was more difficult because simply I feel like I decided to sort of destroy myself twice, and yeah, those days were pretty tough. But FIDE, I would say, helped a little. I mean, I could reset. Obviously, well, on the game after that, it didn't show. I would consider it one of those pretty terrible games. And yeah, today I finally managed to play, I would say, a good game, but still I was playing way too slowly and decided to simply settle for a draw.
We'll talk about today's game in a second. Do you have any special routine or any special way of dealing both with victories or defeats after the game? Do you have something you generally do to try and forget about what happened? Or do you still think about that even going into the night and going to sleep? How do you deal with that?
Again, it depends. I usually like to go for a long walk or either go to the gym. I would say here where it was usually going on walks, just to clear my head and not think about chess for a while, and yeah, just focus on the next game. And my coach always tells me to simply focus on the tasks I have and think about the outcome simply after the tournament, and then decide what went wrong.
That sounds very, very sensible. Actually, in the first tournament of the World Grand Prix, Astana, Dinara, who, as you know, is leading the tournament here, and actually I saw you talking to her yesterday at dinner, she didn't start off very well in the first tournament. But she always said this is sort of experience for her to get used to playing with these really tough players once after another. And in one of the interviews, she said that maybe you're going through some sort of similar situation. You're not playing badly, maybe in some game, but just the fact that playing with very strong players till the end and every day could be a factor. What do you think of that, what Dinara said?
Yeah, of course, that's true. It's a completely new event for me. I haven't played this strong tournament where every player is simply extremely strong. I've played with some of them, but usually we also had some easier games during the tournament, yeah. But now it's simply tough, but yeah, it's a great experience, and I think a lot of players went through the same in the Grand Prix series.
You have to remember that everyone went through this, of course. If I'm not mistaken, you actually played very well in the European Championships recently and came home with a silver medal. So it's a topsy-turvy year, but things are going pretty well for you outside of this tournament.
Yeah, that's true. Outside of this, of course, things are going pretty good. I'm happy with the development. And yeah, I mean, I'm just going to treat this as a learning opportunity, let's say, and again focus on the work, because this is showing a lot of places for improvement.
Also, there's still 3 rounds to go. You mustn't forget that anything can happen. No?
Yeah, of course.
So let's go back to today's game. You played against Alexandra Kosteniuk. Very strong player, of course, with a huge amount of classical chess behind her in her baggage. You went for the Lowenthal defense, maybe a surprise, with Queen E7. Do you think you surprised her? Did you think she was expecting this variation?
I feel I surprised both of us actually because I very rarely play Sicilian, actually like I'd say once a year. So it was a little bit of a gamble today.
Oh, you thought she might go for the Rosolimo?
Yes, something like that. I expected, to be honest, everything else than d4. I mean, she very rarely opens Sicilians. So yeah, after d4 I just wanted to, again, surprise her and well, get a position where maybe I know something and she doesn't. So yeah, that was just...
Well, it worked out well. It worked out well because the position in the middle game was very good for you. Where do you think you lost track of the advantage? Do you have an idea more or less where you could have improved your game?
For sure, I could improve it at the end game. Instead of playing knight c4, I could just play f6, king f7, and I think she simply has no move, so it should be completely winning. Before that, I somehow started calculating some crazy long lines with pieces, sacrifices, etc. And after a very long think, I decided that, well, it probably makes no sense and just to go for a safer way, which I think should be much better because when we reach the end game, after queen b5, take rook a2, I have to be much better. But I wasn't sure how to continue. I mean, she has a very clear plan, but I thought... yeah, I'm not sure if castling was good. I wanted to play king d7 or king e7, but again, after she played bishop b2, the position opens. And if I have king on those files, I wasn't sure if it's correct or not. I couldn't calculate it all the way. So maybe there could be some improvement. And after that, I'm not sure if rook e8 is necessary. Maybe I could play some, I don't know, rook c8, rook c1, sorry, and rook c8 or f6 immediately. Yeah, I wasn't sure how to find which plan to choose, and yeah, simply decided to settle to stop the losses.
So those who are following this interview can get their board, put in the game, and consider these options and have a better idea of how the game could have gone. Oliwia, congratulations on scoring the draw against Alexandra, although you did have a chance to win. And let's hope this is one of these turning moments in the tournament and allow you to get back in the last 3 rounds.
Let's hope so. Thank you.
Thank you for talking to me.